What I usually tell people is keep logging your travel time because you need to do that anyways, your travel to and from your properties, but make sure that you're hitting your reps hours and doing that without the travel time, and then we can just add that back on. Welcome in everyone to REI Tax University, where we talk all things tax planning and tax strategies for real estate investors and professionals like you. So if you're here and you're wanting to utilize your real estate to lower your taxes and improve your ROI from those real estate investments and activities, you are in the right spot, and I appreciate you guys being here. So what are qualified real estate activities, and what does that even mean? Well, the IRS says that in order to meet real estate professional status or to track hours and for all kinds of things, it needs to be qualified real estate activities. Well, what qualifies as a qualified real estate activity? Let's run through it. According to the IRS, there are 11 real trades or businesses. That means that anything associated with these 11 activities in general is going to qualify. There's acquisitions, there's development, there's redevelopment, there's construction and reconstruction, there's operations and management, there's leasing, there's renting, there's converting, and there's brokering. I think that got all 11, but if they fall within those activities, then you're going to start to talk about, are these qualified real estate activities? Now, what wasn't included there? The main one that people don't understand or think might be included that isn't is lending, right? So it's a close second, but they do not count lending or hard money lending or any of that as qualified real estate. So let's put this in more layman's terms here. So what are they really saying qualifies? Well, buying or selling properties, right? So flips, wholesaling, acquiring, any of that counts. Property management, that's pretty straightforward. Building, renovating, converting properties. So this is your flips, this is your BRRRRs, this is your rental renovations, right? All that counts. Renting and leasing, right? So those are both pretty straightforward. Any activities that you have, you're working through your rentals, your leasing, you're doing any of those activities as the landlord, those are going to qualify. And then the last one's brokering, right? So anytime you're brokering the deals, you're helping doing that, maybe it's through wholesaling, maybe it's through realtor work, or maybe it's through actual full brokering work, right? Those are all going to qualify as real estate activities. Now, again, what's not in here is lending work and your W-2 work. So unless you own 5% of that business, that W-2 work is not going to be a qualified real estate activity to count towards your material participation hours, to count towards your reps hours, or any of that. So keep that in mind, that those are the activities that do not count. So let's jump into a little bit more detailed, like what hours actually count, because that comes up a lot, right? So when I'm traveling to look at the properties, does that count? When I'm doing the bookkeeping, are they counting on them? When I'm researching, like what all time count? So hours spent acquiring the property count, but not researching, right? So that gets a lot of people, the driving for dollar stuff, that we're researching this and we're looking into this, like those hours aren't going to count. But when you actually go to acquire the property, you fly to Florida, you fly to Hawaii to actually buy that property and you buy it, those are going to count. But the whole time, other than that, when you're traveling around saying you're looking for it, they don't have a way to justify that. Everybody's tried it. Those hours will not count. So some of the basic landlord duties, such as, screening tenants, finding tenants, marketing to tenants, dealing with tenants, all those activities are going to count. The hands dirty work, that's always going to count. So this is, doing repair work. This is cleaning after the tenants leave. This is ensuring the place is ready to show, right? Your marketing stuff, that's all going to count. Now, things such as hiring or firing employees, property managers, that type of time is going to count as well. This is all kind of the admin work, right? Things like making sure that you're in legal compliance and tax compliance, those are going to work. The accounting, the bookkeeping, and actually doing the work that you need to do for the activities, that time is all going to count towards your reps hours. Now, when it comes to your other real estate activities, so things such as realtor work, wholesaling work, most of that time is going to count, right? Because you're in the business of real estate. So you're driving around to show properties as a realtor, that time's going to count, right? But it's just not going to count a lot of times as an investor, right? So if you're at education, right, that time's going to count too. But you need to definitely document it and make sure you're doing your best to put this on your hours, to keep up with your log and do what you need to do. Most of your real estate, the qualified business activities, if you're not a W-2 employee, the majority of those are going to count. So what are the big things I see that don't count, that they usually disallow or that people think might count but don't? The number one by far is the travel time. So be very wary of travel times. If it's you're traveling to and from to look at properties, never going to count. If it's you're traveling to and from your own rental property, this is a super gray area. I've been through multiple audits with this, and the last one I went through, they said that time did not count. But again, it's really hard. If you can show that you're effectively managing your property, I've seen it count. Right now, they said based on the last tax court case that it wasn't counting. What I usually tell people is keep logging your travel time because you need to do that anyways, your travel to and from your properties, but make sure that you're hitting your reps hours and doing that without the travel time, and then we can just add that back on. But we'll need that travel time anyways, especially the mileage and stuff for your auto deductions and for expensing it. So definitely keep track of it. They just might not allow it for your reps log, so hit the reps hours without it. Now, the other big one that doesn't count is the investor type, the white collar type hours. So if you're truly more of an investor, if you're just giving someone money to go buy the property, time spent analyzing the financials and the deal and kind of the structure of the deal, like all of that, the pitch deck, right? All of that, it's not going to count towards your hours, right? So there's a lot of those that get disqualified that people think might qualify. The biggest item here, guys, is giving you enough information that you should know kind of the majority of things that qualify and don't. And now take that and maintain your logs, right? I cannot emphasize it enough. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't. I know you might not be like, I could recreate it if I want to. It is going to be 100 times easier if you can keep up with a log, monthly, quarterly, set time on the calendar, somehow sit down and just go through and put in what you did. Hit your 750 hours, hit more than what you did any other time. Make sure you're keeping that. If you're materially participating and there's other people working on it, so it's something like the short-term rental loophole, and you're using a property manager, do something that shows their time too, so that you can say, hey, here's my time, here's their time. I worked 100 hours and more than them, but keep those logs. Those are going to be your lifelines on this. And hopefully this video gave you some more information on what to actually include on those logs and what to possibly not include, so that, there's probably a lot of you watching this that are like, oh, I didn't know all that counted. And there's probably some of you that are like, oh, that didn't count. It'd be a struggle to get there, right? So just know that it's a year-by-year designation when we come into reps and things like this. So keep up with it each year. If you're not going to be having losses or rental real estate losses, probably not going to come up that it really matters a lot that year. But when you do have those real estate and investment losses, you want to be able to ensure you can take them and do so legally and be bulletproof in that audit if it comes down the line. So definitely set yourself up well there. Guys, I appreciate you following along here. I hope you gained some good knowledge from this. This is a heavy topic. A lot of people have confusion on this. What qualifies as the real estate professional status? Like, the IRS is not very good at promoting this and making it known about. So definitely dig through it. Think about it, comment, get in touch with us if you have questions on, does this qualify? Does that not qualify? And guys, if you want a good spot to do that, the best spot's going to be over at reitaxuniversity.com. Go to reitaxu.com, and there you're going to find a membership community where we're active all the time, right? So join the community. It's a low monthly membership. You're going to get tons of resources. You get to be a part of the forums, interact with other successful real estate investors and professionals. You get us on office hours, you get case studies, you get your questions answered out there. So it's just a great place. We can't service all clients one-on-one. We have a boutique tax firm. And so what we want to do is help more investors. So join there, watch through. We've got tons of video content, tons of courses, tons of templates and resources that we're putting up more and more all the time. But I really appreciate you guys following along and hope you gain something from it.